Sefer Bamidbar, Parashat Mattot, first Aliyah. Moshe spoke to the heads of the tribes of the children of Israel, saying, "This is the thing that Hashem has commanded. If a man will take a vow to Hashem or swear an oath to establish a prohibition upon himself, he shall not desecrate his word. According to whatever comes from his mouth shall he do. But if a woman will take a vow to Hashem or establish a prohibition in her father's home in her youth, and her father heard of her vow or her prohibition that she established upon herself, and her father was silent about her, then all her vows shall stand, and any prohibition that she established upon herself shall stand. But if her father restrained her on the day of his hearing, all her vows or prohibitions that she established upon herself shall not stand, and Hashem will forgive her, for her father had restrained her. If she shall be married to a man and her vows were upon her, or an utterance of her lips by which she had prohibited something upon herself, and her husband heard, and on the day of his hearing he was silent about her, then her vows shall stand, and her prohibitions that she established upon herself shall stand. But if on the day of her husband's hearing he shall restrain her, and he shall revoke the vow that is upon her, or the utterance of her lips by which she had prohibited something upon herself, then Hashem will forgive her. The vow of a widow or a divorcee, anything she had prohibited upon herself, shall remain upon her. But if she vowed in her husband's home, or she established a prohibition upon herself through an oath, and her husband heard and was silent about her, he did not restrain her, then all her vows shall stand, and any prohibition she established upon herself shall stand. But if her husband shall revoke them on the day of his hearing, anything that came out of her mouth regarding her oaths or the prohibition upon herself shall not stand. Her husband had revoked them, and Hashem will forgive her. Any vow and any oath prohibition to cause personal affliction, her husband may let stand, and her husband may revoke it. If her husband shall be silent about her from day to day, he will have let stand all her vows, or all the prohibitions that are upon her. He will have let them stand, for he was silent about her on the day of his hearing. But if he shall revoke them after his having heard, he shall bear her iniquity. These are the decrees that Hashem commanded Moshe between a man and his wife, between a father and his daughter in her youth, in her father's house.